Let's get stuck into a few more issues with the Daily Telegraph's Tim Blair. Tim, the United Nations has warned we're all going to boil to death. But don't worry, David Pocock is on the job. He has a plan to save us. He's going to push the government to ban new coal mines. And Teal MP Monique Ryan is endorsing his bold vision.
Take a minute to understand the game-changing climate bill that's being introduced in Parliament this week. It couldn't come at a more crucial time. We've just had the hottest July in 120,000 years, and now we're seeing a 1 in a 7 million year sea ice event. It's so alarming that the climate scientists are saying that we're no longer witnessing global warming, but global boiling.
Hottest summer in 120,000 years, Tim. 120,000 years.
Well, look, all props to Monique Ryan, who at least went to the trouble of wearing a T-shirt and looking like she had a bit of a glow up. So she was reflecting the fact that, they're claiming all this heat. The hilarious thing about the UN announcement that we're in global boiling or climate, extremism, was that the guy was wearing a tie. It's the first thing you get rid of when it gets a bit warm. I mean, even me, when I put this shirt on Friday, these lobsters were alive. But global warming, Rita, has reduced them to the delicious edible crustaceans that you see before you. But Monique, she had the glow on. She had a bit of the sweat. She looked like she'd been, been to an active wear sort of a shopping spree or something like that.
Well, yeah, I mean, the hysteria, the hyperbole, the climate catastrophising we're getting from some of these Teals, really, it's almost laughable. Thank God they've got no power. They're basically superfluous. They're just sitting in the lower house really doing nothing. Labor don't need them. Now, tell me about the latest brand, a brand that we all know. Some of us love, some of us don't. But the latest brand to decide that they're going to go woke and give away, have a product that essentially endorses transgender surgery.
This is really, really creepy because this whole situation is evolving so quickly and in such a disturbing way. It used to be that breast removal scars were part of a passage towards a new gender, women to men, or at least female to male. We can't call, teenagers women when they're so young. But now the breast scars themselves, or the breast removal scars, are becoming, like Doc Martens, becoming something of a fashion item. This is grotesque and terrifying. I think everyone would agree. Actual scars, non-medically required scars, are now being worn and celebrated and made as images of some sort of progressive stance. I mean, look at that. That's wrong.
And it's been also in video games. I can't remember the name of the video game where there were characters with those scars, and they are to represent, like you said, a female to male transition. And at the same time, we're hearing these stories, terrible stories from detransitioners. I've talked to some young Chloe Cole, only at the age of 18, decided that no, this was not for her. She's living as a woman again, but her breasts were removed when she was 15. How can you possibly make an informed decision at that age? But she's now got lifelong medical issues because of that. Now, drinkers, different issue altogether. Drinkers are going to be paying around $25 in tax on a carton of beer thanks to a tax increase which came in today. Pubs are fighting back, Tim, saying they still haven't fully recovered from lockdowns.
Well, this is the whole thing about lockdowns. I think a lot of people increased their beer and wine and spirits intakes. My hand might be up for some of that, but and now you're getting hit on the other side of it. Now that you've got a bit of a taste for a blown out drinking amount per day or week or early morning in some cases, now you're getting hit with the incredible blowout in costs. Doesn't seem really fair, does it? But then, what is fair at the moment, Rita? What's going on that's fair in the world? Hardly anything at all, I'd say.
Well, not much, but that is quite a cost for each carton of beer. I mean, we're not talking about $1 or $2 of tax, $25. That is That's a lot. I think the publicans are right to be protesting that. They did it tough. I mean, those lockdowns, particularly in Victoria, we had 6 of them, the world's longest period, and they haven't fully recovered. Tim Blair, always a pleasure talking to you. We'll speak to you again shortly.
Yep.